In blindness.
Notification volume 0%.
Host Elisha Cherie. I am wearing my professor slash Urkel glasses today because I just wanted to educate the world a little bit more on our VIB world, or community, I should say.
Updating library 3 period.
For my VIBs, which is visual impairment and blindness, my glasses are square, black frame. They start below my eyebrow and they come to my cheek. So they're pretty big. But just in case you didn't understand the Urkel slash professor reference. And the reason why I did that is that's for audio description for my visually impaired and blind community. Because I want them to understand that I understand them as well. And I want them to get as much out of this video as possible. And know that I have their back. And the title of this is Friends versus Family versus Strangers. And one thing that all three of them actually have in common, they're uneducated. Very uneducated in the VIB world. And to be honest with you, I really feel like we are VIPs, to be honest with you. We are very special individuals. But just to break it down for you, I'm going to refer to myself, starting with friends. I used to be very social butterfly, knew a lot of people and everything. But as I started to go through my visual impairment journey, a lot of them deterred and kind of disappeared and kind of went poof up into the air like Casper the Ghost. I still have a lot of good friends left, and the ones that are left, I know are my true friends because they don't see me as a visual impaired person. They still see me as that kooky, go lucky, outgoing person. They don't see me as a visually impaired person. They know that that doesn't define me, is basically what I'm saying. They know that my visual impairment doesn't define me as a person. And the friends that have disappeared, to be honest with you, if you wanted to know what I was going through, all you had to do was ask. Because I'm a very honest and open person. And you probably would have understood me better if you just asked. Now, moving on to family. Family is probably the most difficult I want to say most difficult, most challenging, but it's an adjustment for you and the family. For example, with me, I asked the relative to help me go food shopping. They said, they needed to make a quick phone call before they went in. So I went ahead of them because I knew where a few things were. But then I'm wandering the store. Where are they? And then 30 minutes went by. And they still didn't come in. So I had to call them. And then by this time, angry, upset, blah, 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 emotions all over the place. They come in. They don't understand why I'm so upset. Now, when I'm trying to explain this to them, they're looking at me like I got two heads. Like, why are you so upset? I don't know. Maybe because I'm visually impaired and I asked you as my family member to help me. But it's hard to explain to them, especially to this relative, because as I said, they're uneducated. They have never been around a blind or visually impaired person. I'm actually the first in my family. So it's hard for them to understand. So it's a growing pain for me and them. Now we go to strangers. Now strangers, they're up and down in the air. We got our strangers that will be willing to help you. Stick out a hand. Ask you if you need help. And then we got those other strangers that just plain old act like dipsticks. Just being fully honest and blunt with you. Dipsticks. Yes, I may have a companion, a friend, a family member with me, but why would you start talking to them instead of me? I love it how they ask the questions, oh, well, what's her name? Or when's her birthday? How many medicines is she on? Is this her issue? Is that her issue? And I'm like, I have these on my face for a reason. These two, they both work perfectly fine. Why are you talking to them instead of me? So I just want people to know that just because we're visually impaired and blind does not mean that we are uneducated, that we cannot speak for ourselves. We can. We can move our lips and we can hear just like everybody else. So I just want the world to know, be respectful. Just be respectful of the VIB community. We are respectful of the sighted world as much as possible, and we want you to be respectful of us. I want both communities to actually come together and work together, to be honest with you. But I want my VIB world to know that I'm advocating for all of us, and I want you guys to do the same for yourselves and for our community. I want you to feel confident in yourself. I want you to go out into the world and use that cane like you're a boss. Be like, I'm the coolest thing out here. What's up? Using that cane. I want you to be like, yes, I'm out here traveling the world on my own, still being my independent self. I got this. What's up, world? I don't want you to ever feel like you can't do anything. Because in all honesty, we do things in a different way, but we do it to a higher height. Sometimes we do it better than others, which is surprisingly. But we definitely can do it. We can do anything we put our minds to. We can travel, get on that airplane, go to different countries, work any job we want to work. I never want anybody to feel that using that cane justifies you as a person. I don't want you to ever feel like the world is judging you and criticizing you. I want you to feel confident when you're using that cane. Yes, the world has some growing up to do. I understand that. But we have to be the ones to advocate for ourselves and help them understand that we are strong. We are strong in numbers. And we are a growing community. And that we're going to survive. We're going to do this no matter what. And I know it's a process. It was definitely a process for me, for sure. Using that cane made me feel vulnerable, made me feel like a target. I had so many emotions rattling around in my head. But as I've come to learn about the cane and learning mobility, I've come to learn that the cane does not justify who you are. It's just an extension to help you get around. Just an extension. But it doesn't justify you as a person. So, like what I did, start taking the cane with you if you don't want to use it. Just put it in your backpack, put it in your purse. That way it's with you. And then after a while, pop it out once in a while. Maybe down the block. And then put it away. And then maybe after time, you'll find that you're taking it out and using it for maybe 2 miles and then putting away. But before you know it, you're going to be using that cane and not even realize you're using it. Because you're going to own it and be like, what's up, world? I'm independent. I'm doing my thing. Ain't nothing going to stop me or stand in my way. So basically, I just want the world to know that we need to work together. We need to work together. Sighted, visually impaired, blind. We need to work together. And I love my instructors for taking on that role of wanting to help us and build us up, because it takes a big heart to do that. And I'm very grateful for all of them. And I just want more people in the world to do that, to open their hearts and be more appreciative and working together with the visual impaired community. So if you take anything from this video, my VIB community, I want you to take this, that we are special individuals. We are still independent. We got this. We will never fail at anything we do because we are still people. Nothing can ever tear us down. Ever. Yes, it's going to take us a minute to grieve our sight, and it'll happen once in a while. We'll have that little bit of a roller coaster. But remember, even when that starts to rear its ugly head, remember where you came from. Know that you are still a person. This visual impairment and blindness does not define you. And use that creativity and get out there and show that world that we are strong in numbers. We have to advocate for ourselves, and we have to educate the sighted world. Let them know that yes, we may be visually impaired and blind, but we still can do everything that they can do. And I want the sighted world to know that they can help us. They definitely can help us, and we can work together and get rid of this taboo that's in the air and just live together as one. So, peace out. I love you all. And maybe, just maybe, I'll do a skit. Skit or not to skit? That is the question. But yes, any questions, any comments, just leave them below. And I love you all. Show love.
Stop button.